Are
we on that?
Maybe
Hopefully.
officially call the meeting to order. And since nobody's here for the public forum, I think we can skip that part. So the first item on the agenda then is to approve the January 9th, 2023 meeting minutes, which were emailed, and then I'm guessing we have a copy here too, maybe. Yep. So we just need a motion to approve if they look good.
I will motion to approve minutes as they are written.
I second.
Awesome. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? No. All right. So then on to the next item is approval of the annual grant paragraphs. So thanks to everyone for getting those in.
You're welcome,
It's nice
Steve.
to for the reminder. Yeah, it's good to review them. I think they all look good to me, but is there any comments or questions about any of them?
Have the numbers been corrected? I wasn't sure about the numbers.
Yes,
Yes.
I double checked all the numbers compared to what you had recommended. And then in the paragraphs themselves, I read through all of them. There were just a couple of minor corrections or
Okay.
clarifications that I placed in there, but otherwise I think they captured what each agency is supposed to be doing under the grant.
Cool.
Move to approve.
All right. And second,
I'll second.
Deanne. All right. So
My job today.
voting to approve the annual grant paragraphs. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? No. All right. So then the next is approving the CODA calendar for next fiscal year. So July 2023 to June 2024. And I think these are just standard from year to year, right?
Yeah. So the big change last year was to adjust the dates for the final reports.
Yeah.
So we've continued that tradition and made sure that the agencies have about a month now to turn those in after the end of the calendar year or fiscal year. And then I checked through all the dates to make sure that they didn't conflict with any
Holidays.
observances or things like that. So it looks like we're good to go.
So the tradition now has gone for 2 years in a row.
How long does it have to, like, how long does a tradition have
It
to
is
go?
now.
Now it is tradition.
Those are very positive changes, I think, in terms of.
I think so too.
People having more time to do things.
All right, so then we just need, if everything else looks good, or if there's no other questions, I just need a motion to approve the calendar.
I will motion to approve said calendar.
I'll second.
Was that a race?
Yes. I didn't want the end to be second. the whole thing.
Oh, so all
It's
those
my
in,
last meeting.
is it
Sorry.
really?
I withdraw my second.
Oh, yeah, you gotta let Deanne second everything
That's all right. No, I'm fine.
now. Okay. So all those in favor of approving the 2024, fiscal year 2024 calendar, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay, and then the fall 2022 special project grant reports, we have 2 of them, one from Story Theater Company, and then the other, what was it? That's a lot. Oh, the Ames Town and Count for the student outreach. So, yeah, I think they both gave good detailed information about how they used the special project monies. We got to see the Addams family. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
It was really fun. Like we left, like our cheeks hurt. We were smiling so much. It was a good one. So, yeah, if there were any questions about any of those final reports, now would be the time.
Straightforward when I read it.
All right. And so then we just need a motion to approve them
Let approve them
as presented. Thanks, Jaime.
I'm just waiting.
Deanne reluctantly seconds. Okay, so all those in favor of approving the final grant, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
Just waiting for you to oppose something on your life.
All right,
Right.
and so then next is the fall 2023 special project grant application and report forms. And so I noticed just a quick typo on the application form on page 2. It says if request is or operation support instead of for operation support. Like right before artists, volunteers, full-time staff, part-time staff. You see it?
Okay.
And then the only other thing I had on those two was last year we changed the disability question in the application, but it didn't get changed in the final report. And so that question was changed because we were recognizing the only way people were answering that was if it was wheelchair accessible, as opposed to considering auditory or, you know, any other type of disability. And so we changed the wording to mobility impairment on the application, but then the final report still says, was the performance accessible to people with disabilities, I think. And so I think those should just be the same.
There were some problems with people filling out these global forms. Has that been ironed out?
I think whenever we get an email about it not working, we go through and check it. I think there's some issues with different versions of Adobe
Oh.
that this seems to happen all the time. We cannot seem to get this ironed out entirely. But I think part of it too is making them simpler, not letting them do auto calculations and things like that, rather and instead just let people fill it in
Mhm.
and do the math themselves. That seems to be part of our issue. So we're continuously working to address them.
Understood.
Yeah,
Great.
lots of bugs.
Just like a difference between like Reader and Acrobat, probably.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
That's it.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Is there a possibility of moving it to like a cloud-based service? I'm just thinking like a Google form, you know, something like that, as opposed to a PDF.
we can look into it and see what
I just-
options we might have.
Yeah,
You don't want the city being the at the bleeding edge of technology.
right.
Yeah,
Something
I can talk with our IT staff and see if they've got any
Yeah,
suggestions.
I feel like there's just so many ways to do it online.
Yeah.
And like a Google form just organizes it for you, right? So you don't have to do much after you've inputted the text, but
Except watch it disappear and pretty be seen again.
that's true. Right. Were there any other changes or thoughts about the application and report form?
Made sense.
Yeah.
So just so that I'm clear on page 3, we're changing it to, did the funded programs and events take place in locations or facilities that are accessible to individuals with mobility impairment? Is that
Yeah.
what it?
Yes, that's what it says on the application, but currently does not say that on the final report.
And then underneath, how did you make it
Yeah.
Yeah.
available to persons with mobility impairments? Okay. All right.
All right. So if there's nothing else on those, then we just need a motion to approve.
Is this 2 different motions? Does it
Or- Do we need 2 different motions? Is it? No, it's just one agenda item, but that doesn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. 22, 22, and 23.
Can we do them in the same one?
Yeah.
The reports?
Oh, no. It's
Yeah.
the final reports I read as
Oh,
2023.
gotcha,
So it
gotcha,
is-
gotcha.
It is just one.
Yeah.
Agenda.
okay.
Move
All
to
right.
approve.
Second.
Dan seconds. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. All right. Easy peasy. And I think, so next, last thing on the agenda is upcoming dates. City council budget wrap up. Dave did not want to spend Valentine's Day at the city council meeting.
No.
So that's next Tuesday, right? I think. And Brian, that's 5:15. Is that the time?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the CODA discussion should be pretty brief at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah.
So are you?
I'm going to be there.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So if you'd just like to come and sit in the front row, then they'll call you up if they have questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
And did we want to, for April, did we want to have a discussion about the not for
Yeah.
profit to
So-
add it to 24?
I did email after the agenda commit. I emailed Brian just to ask about the discussion we'd had about adding not-for-profit arts organizations to CODA funding. And so we're going to add it to maybe the April. Is that okay to add to the April agenda to discuss?
That would be fine.
Okay.
I've made a note already.
Yeah.
So the staff will make sure that it gets added.
No March meeting. Today is the last meeting for Deanne.
6 years went very quickly.
Wow.
Goodness.
It may be my last year. I asked, the mayor asked if I was willing to be considered for reappointment, and I said yes.
You will be.
We'll find
Yeah.
out.
You will.
I'm assuming you will be. Yeah.
If I was, you will be.
Yeah.
Well, now we have to replace Dan.
Yeah, need new people.
Yeah. So when do those are the applications already open for
I
that?
think they've
Is that-
closed.
Yeah, they're. I think they're close too.
Okay.
There's a whole series of boards and commissions that receive appointments for beginning April 1. So we'll have the mayor will be going through all the applications and going through the art of figuring out who wants to be appointed to what and what are their backup alternatives that they want and trying to find the right combination of things that works for most people.
So he does that himself. That would be, there are so many boards and commissions.
Yeah, and it becomes challenging when people, that we ask them to identify preferences and options for what they'd like to be appointed to. And sometimes it's like trading for a baseball team that
Oh, right.
you create
Well,
yourself.
and there could be political things too.
Well,
Yeah.
conflicts of interest, known and
Yeah.
unknown.
Sure.
Yeah. Conflicts
It's a
of
challenge.
personality. It's a
Mhm.
small thing.
Do they do that? I would just be curious, does the city get enough applications or do they kind of have to actively recruit people?
Lately, we have not been getting as many applications as we have historically gotten.
Yeah.
And so we have had some commissions that have been a little short on people for a year or two, and that can be kind of challenging.
Yeah.
So we can always use more applications. People who are passionate about one or more topics of city business.
Okay, cool. So no meeting in March. So the next meeting is April 3rd, 2023, right here,
Wow.
5:00.
Baseball season, 5 days old at that point.
I'm so excited. I just got a new jersey this weekend. So
New Jersey.
Well, like it's a vintage jersey.
Oh.
So a vintage new to me jersey. So I was excited. All right. I think that's it for today. So meeting's adjourned.